Namaste, everyone, and welcome. I'm Carrie from Element Yoga and Ayurvedic Wellness. I'm a yoga teacher and Ayurvedic yoga specialist. And today we're going to look at a short practice to address one of the gunas or qualities of vata dosha. And we're going to work specifically with the guna or the quality of irregularity. So vata dosha exhibits a lot of irregularity in various ways. So in nature, we think about vata season, where we're entering right now. It's the end of September, coming up on the beginning of October next week, and there's a lot of irregularity in the temperature. We have days where it's 70 degrees and cool. It's in the 50s at night. We had days this past weekend where it was up in the upper 80s again and humid. So the temperature, the weather seems to be all over the place during this time of year. That's one of the ways that Vata's irregularity expresses itself. In us, in human beings, when we have a vata imbalance or we're someone that has a lot of vata in our constitution, naturally, irregularity shows up in things like sort of an irregular digestive system. Maybe one day you're ravenous and hungry and eating all day, and then the next day you have almost no appetite. We see irregularity in how we process the food. Our digestion kind of goes back and forth, what we call in Ayurveda Vishama. Vishama Agni or Vishama digestion is an irregular digestion. It's very unpredictable and hard to know. Will you be constipated? Will you have loose stools? Will you have a bowel movement just one time today, or will you have a bowel movement 3 or 4 times today? So we see that kind of physical irregularity. For people that have a lot of vata in their constitution, we even sometimes see physical irregularities. You might notice something like the teeth are a little bit crooked, or when someone with a vata predominant dosha smiles, maybe their smile's a little sideways, a little bit crooked. You might notice a little irregularity to the nose and that it goes off to one side or the other. I actually have a little vata irregularity in the shape and the size of my nostrils. I have one nostril that's a little bit bigger than the other. So you can look for these irregularities in someone's like physical characteristics as well. And so the ways that we deal with Vata's irregularity is to build in some symmetry, to build in some likeness or some sameness, some stability. So we're going to do that with yoga asana today. One thing about Vata is that it really easily becomes aggravated. And although in Ayurveda, we're often working with the concept of like increases like and opposites help to decrease or pacify, when we're working with Vata dosha, we want to give it a little bit of what it likes so that we don't aggravate it too much by taking it away, and then start to build in some of the opposites. So one of the things that we work with when we're doing asana for Vata dosha is rhythm. Vata likes to move, and so we let it move, but we give it a container for its movement with our breath and with the rhythm, that the pace that we keep with practice. So one of the ways that we can deal with irregularity then is to practice some asymmetrical postures. Vata likes to do postures that you do on one side and then that you do on the other side. But we're going to focus today on bringing that back to center by putting these symmetrical or sort of dual action postures in between the two sides. Okay, so we're going to just do a fairly short practice. just so you can see how this goes. And then you can apply this in your own asana practice at any time. So about 20 minutes or so of practice. We will do some lunges, so you might want to make sure you have a couple of blocks. We're going to do some standing balance. So if you want to have a wall nearby, you can be near a wall. And then we're going to do some standing postures like warrior postures and triangle postures and things like that. So if you like to have blocks for those, have those handy as well. We're just going to get started on the hands and knees. So you might also grab a blanket if you like to have some cushion under your knees. And go ahead and get yourself set up on hands and knees in what we call the tabletop posture, where your hips are stacked above your knees and your shoulder joints are roughly above your thumb joints. Your hands might be slightly wider. So tabletop posture is a symmetrical posture. The right side of the body and the left side of the body are doing the same thing at the same time. We're going to stay in this symmetrical posture, and we're going to build in a little bit of rhythm for this practice by moving through cat and cow, lifting the tailbone and the chest on the inhale, and tucking the tailbone on the chin on the exhale, and just flowing with the breath back and forth, and creating a little bit of a soothing, rocking rhythm with your breath and with your body. Just feel that alternating between inhale and exhale, almost as if your breath is like a metronome, creating some rhythm and some consistency in your practice. And do just one more round back and forth through cat and cow, and come back to center. And as you come back to center, we're going to move through a posture called the bird dog posture. We'll be balancing on opposite knee and hand. We're going to start by lifting the right leg and the left arm. So more weight will be shifted into the right hand and the left knee. And when you inhale, you'll stretch your right leg back and your left arm forward. And when you exhale, bring both back down to the ground. Inhale, left leg back, right arm forward. And exhale, both come back to the ground. Inhale, switch. And exhale, release. 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 And as you inhale and come back to center in tabletop pose, we're going to press the seat back towards the heels and spend a moment in balasana, or child's pose. So in between the asymmetrical posture of bird dog, we're building in some symmetry or some consistency through balasana. Feel how both sides of your body are doing the same thing at the same time. Take another breath in and out. And then as you inhale again, rock back up to your hands and knees, tuck your toes, and raise your seat back and up into downward facing dog. And from downward facing dog, pause here and take a breath in and out. And then as you inhale again, look towards your hands. And on your breath out, slowly walk your feet all the way up to meet your hands. As you reach the top of your mat, inhale and lengthen out your spine. And as you exhale, fold forward over your legs. When you breathe in, come all the way to stand. Reach your arms up above your head. And as you exhale, bring your hands together in front of your heart. Just pause here and take a breath in and out, releasing your arms down to your sides in Tadasana. We'll shift a little more weight into the left leg, bend the right knee. Open the right knee to the right for Vrikshasana, or tree pose, placing the sole of the right foot against the inseam of the left leg. Your hands can come to your waist, together in front of your heart, or raise your arms beside your ears. Take a breath in and out. Inhale and exhale. Take one more breath in and out. And as you inhale again, point your right knee forward. Exhale to step your right foot down to your mat. And then as you inhale, stretch up tall in Urdhva Hastasana. When you exhale, bend your knees and sit back into Utkatasana, the chair pose. Breathe in. And just feel the symmetry and the balance here. Breathe out. Inhale. And exhale. And take one more breath in. And then on your breath out, come all the way to stand. Release the hands in front of the heart and down to the sides in Tadasana or mountain pose. Shift more weight into your right foot. Bend your left knee. And then let the left knee turn towards the left and come into Vrikshasana or the tree pose, raising the sole of the left foot anywhere along the inseam of the right leg. Again, the hands can come onto the waist, together in front of the heart, or raising the arms up alongside the ears, breathing in and breathing out. Inhale and exhale. Breathe in and breathe out. Take one more breath in. And as you exhale, bring your hands in front of your heart. Inhale to point your right knee forward. And as you exhale, step your left foot to the floor next to your right. Take a breath in, keep the hands on the waist and stand up tall. And as you exhale, softly bend your knees as you hinge forward over the fronts of your thighs. Inhale, bring your hands onto the tops of your thighs, lengthen your spine, and hold here in Ardha Uttanasana, or the half forward fold, reaching back through the tailbone and forward through the chest, and squeezing the shoulder blades towards the midline of the back. So building in balance and symmetry with Ardha Uttanasana. Take one more breath in and out. And then as you inhale again, come up to stand. And as you exhale, step open wide on your mat. So you'll take your feet into a wide stance and start with all 10 toes pointing towards the long edge of your mat. Pause here in the center, take a breath in and out. And then turn your right toes towards the top of your mat when you inhale. And as you exhale, bend your right knee and come into Virabhadrasana 2. Then breathing in to raise your arms to shoulder height. And as you exhale, look over your right fingertips. So Virabhadrasana 2 is an asymmetrical posture. The right side of the body is doing something different from the left side of the body. We'll take another breath in and out. And then inhaling to come back to center. All 10 toes facing the long edge of the mat, pausing here in the middle, breathing out. With the next breath in, the left toes are going to turn to the back end of the mat. Exhaling to bend the left knee, and then inhaling to raise the arms to shoulder height. Turning the gaze as you exhale to look over the left hand, breathing in and breathing out. Inhale a breath and exhale. And take one more breath in and out. Then as you inhale, straighten the front leg, exhaling to bring the hands to the waist and come back to center. Standing with the feet wide and all 10 toes facing the long edge of your mat. Inhale, take a breath in. And as you exhale, fold forward into what we call prasarita padottanasana. The hands can come down to the floor, or you can use a block or two blocks underneath of the hands to lift the torso slightly higher. Breathe in as you lengthen your spine. Your tailbone reaches back to the back of the room, and the center of your chest reaches forward. And then if it feels good in your body to release deeper into the forward fold, you can hinge more deeply and release your head down to your block or down towards the floor. And take a breath in and out. And then as you inhale again, lift your torso halfway and bring your hands up onto your waist. Pause here and breathe out, building up some strength in your back. And as you inhale, come all the way up to stand. On your breath out, we're going to turn the right toes again towards the top end of the mat. Then inhale to raise the arms to shoulder height. This time that right knee is going to stay straight as you exhale and reach to the right. And then you can take your right hand down to your shin, your ankle, or onto a block. Take a breath in and stretch the left hand up to the sky, rotating your gaze to look up towards your left thumb in the extended triangle pose. Again, asymmetrical because the right side of the body and the left side of the body are doing different things. Take one more breath in and out. And then release your left hand to your waist as you look down at your right toes. On an inhale, come all the way back up to standing. Turn your right toes to the long end of your mat. Pause here in the center, take a breath in and out. And then rotate your left toes to the back end of your mat. The left leg's gonna stay straight as you inhale, lift your arms, and then exhale to reach to the left and hinge down, taking your left hand again to your shin, your ankle, or a block, and stretching your right hand up to the sky. Turning your gaze to look at your right thumb, breathe in, and breathe out. Inhale, and exhale. And take one more breath in, and breathe out. Letting the right hand come to the waist, look down at the left toes. And as you breathe in, come all the way back up to standing. Turn the left foot to point towards the long end of the mat, and then pause here in the center, breathing in and breathing out. Turn your toes out and your heels in. Take a breath in as you extend your spine, and on your breath out, bend your knees into goddess pose. So as you bend the knees are tracking towards the second toe on each foot, the tailbone tucking slightly and the center of the chest lifting. Your hands can stay on your waist, in front of your heart, or out to your sides like cactus arms. So the goddess pose brings us back to center, back into symmetry, providing a little bit of cohesiveness in the irregularity. Take another breath in and out. And then as you inhale, stand up tall, reach the arms up, join the palms together above your head. As you exhale, bring the hands in front of the heart. Turn the toes to point forward, and then heels in, toes in, heels in, toes in, until your feet are close enough that you can turn towards the front end of your mat. So we're going to face the short end of the mat now and take the feet out about as wide as the mat. Toes are turning out, heels are turning in for Malasana, the yogi squat. From here, you can bend your knees and start to sit back. Your hips come down towards your heels, and the hands come together in front of the heart, lifting your chest. Take a breath in and out. One more breath in. And as you exhale, bring your hands to the floor, either in front of you or behind you, or my favorite is one hand in front, one hand behind, and have a seat. all the way down. Once you're seated, grab your blanket if you have one and sit on the edge of the blanket. And here, just find a comfortable seat. So you can have your legs crossed in Sukhasana, just a simple, easy cross-leg seat. You can have the soles of the feet together and the knees wide, and use your blocks underneath of your thighs or your knees for support. Or you can align the heels with the navel in Siddhasana by pulling the right heel in and then lining up the left heel with the right heel. So find the most comfortable way for you to sit. And we'll practice some rounds of Nadi Shodhana, or alternate nostril breathing. So we're going to feed vata, that imbalance or that irregularity, through alternate nostril breathing, and then settle in for a few rounds of deep breathing through both nostrils. So you'll use your right hand to close off your nostrils. The index finger and the middle finger of your right hand are just going to curl down into your palm. You'll use your right thumb to plug off your right nostril and your right ring finger to plug off your left nostril. So have your hand ready near your face. Take a breath in through both nostrils and a slow breath out. Then close the right, and as you inhale, breathe in only through the left nostril. Close the left, open the right, and breathe out through the right. Breathe in through the right nostril. Close the right and breathe out through the left. Breathe in through the left. Close the left and breathe out through the right. Breathe in through the right. Close the right and breathe out through the left. In through the left. Close, out through the right. In through the right. Close, and out through the left. Then release your hand down into your lap. Sit up tall. Take a breath through both nostrils. And slowly out through both nostrils. Breathe in slow. Fill from your belly all the way up to the top of your chest on your inhale. And breathe out slowly, releasing breath from the top of the chest all the way back down to your belly on your exhale. Breathe in. And breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. Good. Take one more breath in and out. And then bring the hands together in front of the heart. Right palm touching left palm. Sitting up tall, growing through the crown of your head. Take a breath in and just hug in towards the midline of your body. As you exhale, bow the wisdom of your head towards the wisdom of your heart. Namaste.